Hi guys, it's Miss Acton, and we're going to be doing a reading for Monday. So Miss Acton will be doing reading with you this week. Tried to make it really fun this week. We're actually going to be doing a how-to piece that kind of goes along with the people that you guys have been learning about, how it talked about their life from when they were born, maybe when they started school, all the exciting things they did and important things they did, to maybe when they possibly died. So when in order, we're going to be doing the same thing with how-to pieces. They go in order. So it teaches you how to do something, how to do something in order. So you're going to see some words that might look familiar from the pieces about Obama and Harriet Tubman and all that you learned about the past few weeks. But I'm excited about today. So reading for Monday. So our objectives for today, what we're going to be doing together is we're going to be asking ourselves and answering questions about a passage. So as we're reading through a passage, you're going to be asking and answering some questions on your own, and then also Miss Acton's going to ask you some. And then on your own, that's what you're going to be doing on your own too. Okay. So before we get started, I do have some words that I want us to go over. The first one is stupendous. So you're going to see a slide that looks like this, a drawing slide, and it has the word stupendous, and it has what stupendous means when something is great. And then down at the bottom, it says drawing. You draw a picture of stupendous. So down here in this big blank spot is where you are going to be drawing what stupendous means to you in a picture. And you can label your picture. It doesn't have to be too colorful. You can pick one color pen, so that's fine. But I want to go over what stupendous means. So stupendous, out of all of the words that we're going to be doing this with, because there's 3 of them, is definitely the hardest one to kind of understand because it means a lot of different things. So stupendous can mean that you are great, that someone is great at something, which normally means that maybe you win like awards or trophies. People that are stupendous at a sport or at anything that their job, traveling, things like that, they tend to win awards. And so if you would say like Miss Acton was stupendous when she played softball, it means that I won a lot of awards whenever I played softball. So that's one way that the word stupendous is defined. Also, stupendous can mean something that's just really big and great and grand. So something like, big truck, a big building. I typed in the word stupendous, and look at this giant watermelon that popped up. So that watermelon is stupendous. It's big, it's grand, it's great, it's impressive. And things. Look at this giant cowboy hat and giant cowboy boots right next to it. So those are all things that make it stupendous and great and grand. So just things that are bigger than larger than life. Those are also things that are stupendous. And then another thing that can, when you say the word stupendous, it can also mean things that are fancy and expensive. So think about like fancy restaurants, big, huge buildings, anything that you look at and it makes you go, wow. Whether it's because somebody's won a bunch of awards, something's enormous, or something looks really fancy, expensive, like someone worked really hard on it. If you look at anything and you say, wow, there's a good chance that a word to describe that thing is stupendous. So when you are drawing on the next slides for the word stupendous, when something is great, in this picture here, think of those things that are fancy, expensive, things that are big, people that win a lot of awards. Choose one of those and kind of go with it when you show the word stupendous, okay? And then another word that you're going to see is the word stretched. Now, this one's pretty easy to remember. The reason Miss Acton wanted to put this is so you could practice reading it. So it's got a big blend at the beginning, stretched, and then it's got the ed ending at the end of it. And that basically means just pulling to make something looser. So what you want to kind of think of is like a rubber band. When you stretch a rubber band, you're stretching it. So I found a picture of this. There's a picture of someone stretching a rubber band. There's a picture of somebody who stretched out a zebra. It's goofy. Poor zebra. Now this is clearly a fake picture, but still funny. The concept. A lot of these are definitely stretching rubber bands. There's toys. This guy's actually called Stretch Armstrong. Is his name. Stretch like this. If you think of those, those hands you can buy in like the 25-cent machines like at restaurants. They're those hands, and you have the string and you fling them and they stick to stuff. those stretch whenever you do things like that. And then also stretching can also mean like if you're an athlete, like this picture right here, and you're stretching before you're going on a run, make sure that you don't hurt any of your muscles. But that's really not the stretch that we're looking for in this part of it. We're really looking for stretched as in like so things that are just being pulled to be longer. And you're going to see how that makes sense. And then that we're doing is the word snout. So the word snout is the mouth and nose part of any animal, but in this particular passage, it's going to be the mouth and nose area of a dog. So I typed in dog snout on Google just to show you some images. So all cute little puppy snout. So it's just how the mouth and the nose part of the people kind of just flat on our face. But most animals, they have a snout that goes a little bit further out. And that's why theirs just has a different name than ours. Ours is just kind of like our face. Theirs is called a snout because it comes out a little bit further. And that's important whenever you see the article that you have. So there's some pictures of some puppy dog snouts. So when you're doing that picture, the mouth and the nose part, you're drawing a picture, you have an idea of kind of snouts that you can draw. And don't forget, if any of these things you're kind of running out of ideas, go into Google and type in stupendous. Go to Google and type in snout. Go into Google and type in stretch, and they'll give you some good ideas. And I believe that's all I'm doing with you guys right now. And then you have a matching pairs that you're going to be doing with pictures of stretching and a snout and stupendous, and you're going to match those with the words that it goes with. And then I will see you here in a little bit so we can actually read the passage with those words, stretch, snout, and stupendous in it. See you in a little bit.